February 10, 9:39 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, no one.
Good morning! Oh, are you by yourself? Morning, Pearls. Mr. Nick, please tell me! What's gonna happen to Miss Maya? I'm sorry. We don't know yet. The investigation is still going on, so I wasn't allowed into the inner temple. Oh, I see. So is Sister Iris still trying to remove those trick locks from the training hall? No, she's the defendant in this case, so she can't be at the inner temple. She's required to be here in court. Then how come she's not here in the defendant's lobby? I have to admit, it's kind of strange.
If you're looking for Irish in the prosecutor's lobby. If you're looking for Irishes in the prosecutor's lobby.
Edgeworth. I just realized that Edgeworth could be shortened to Ed.
Yes, quite.
I dislike that.
Don't call me Eddie.
Eddie Pooh! What's Iris doing over there?
She's going over today's testimony with the prosecutor as we speak.
Today's testimony?
You heard me. Iris is going to be testifying as a witness for the prosecution.
Wait, what?
The prosecutor is squeezing her for a confession. Or so I heard.
Franziska von Karma, what are you up to?
I know what you're thinking, but Franziska isn't going to be the prosecutor today.
What? Then who is?
Who else would it be but Godot?
Godot.
Franziska is engaged with some important work at the Sacred Cavern.
Sacred Cavern? You don't mean that she's...
Exactly. She has been out there all night trying to remove those trick locks. With the head nun's assistance, naturally. We estimate that the last of the locks should be taken care of in about 3 hours. I hope everything continues to go smoothly and we receive some good news soon.
Yeah. Thanks, Edgeworth.
Prosecutor Godot intends to nail this case shut today. Be prepared to fight like there's no tomorrow.
You don't have to tell me that.
Touché. I can already see it in your eyes. You're not the same fever-ridden, frantic maniac that you were yesterday.
Strange. On the way here, I decided that today would be the end of all of this. Almost immediately after I made that decision, I felt myself getting stronger.
Interesting. Maybe you've passed your cold onto someone else, literally. And with that, I leave the rest in your capable hands, partner.
Thanks.
Franziska's fucking sneezing now in the cold.
One more lock, Phoenix. Right. I still don't have answers for most of the riddles plaguing this case. One might say it's riddled with holes.
True.
Like the body of Elise Dunim.
There's just one hole there.
The circumstances around the murder of Miss Elise Dunim, I mean Misty Faye. The impossible flight Larry claims to have seen. And what that woman is really after. I will solve them all and bring this whole tragedy to an end.
February 10, 10 o'clock a.m. District Court, Courtroom No. 7.
Oh wow, I can't believe we're back here. I really miss seeing all you guys in the courtroom. Court is now in session for the trial of Iris of Hazakura Temple. God, I'm so glad he's not Canadian.
Oh yeah, I just realized. Thank God.
Your Honor? What are you? Oh, me? I'm the great Judgini. Oh, well, my little brother came to visit me in my chambers earlier this morning. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, he developed a scorching fever and fainted. Got him.
Got him.
Therefore, I will be standing in for him. I see, Your Honor. So they're brothers. That explains a lot.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they sound nothing alike and are both judges. Doesn't that seem to be nepotism or something wrong with the... My poor brother! He's looked a bit pale. Not to mention he said he couldn't be here.
It is impossible to predict what the future has in store for any of us. This is precisely why people feel the need to judge the past.
and we of the court have been charged with the solemn duty of passing such judgment.
Well said, Mr. Godot. Eh?
Don't talk to
I
me
understood
like that.
exactly what you said. At least up until the end, anyway. Now then, Mr. Godot, please proceed with your opening statement.
Humans are fragile, fickle beings. Our hearts change with the shifting of the tides. There is only one thing that remains a constant in this crazy world. The bitter darkness that lies at the bottom of this mug.
So then you mean, forget it. What do you mean?
During yesterday's trial, the accused refused to admit her role in the crime. But today, she has had a change of heart. Sister Iris of the Hazakura Temple has a confession to make.
A confession? The defendant? Iris. Why didn't she discuss this with me first? Very well. This court will now hear the defendant's confession.
Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules.
My name is Iris.
Notice I didn't ask you for your name and profession.
I am but a simple nun undergoing training at Hazakura Temple. Witness! Is there something that you want to confess to? Yes. But first, I want to apologize to Mr. Wright. I can't continue lying to everyone anymore. It's all right. What is it? Mr. Wright, I have to admit that I did play a part in this terrible incident. Are you actually confessing? Are you saying that you were the one who murdered Miss Elise Dunim? No, I'm not, Your Honor. But I dealt with the cover-up after the murder took place. After her spirit left, I took the lifeless shell of Mystic Elise and carried it to the Hazakura Temple courtyard where I desecrated it. What? That's really messed up. Why would you desecrate a corpse? Isn't that illegal? Order in the court! Order! Witness, are you saying you were an accomplice to the murder? Yes, that's correct. What? Oh wow, this is going to be a really simple court case. There are probably not going to be 3 parts to this one. 3 minutes in court, and I'm already covered in a cold sweat. And I just killed that other judge with my last cold.
Everyone on the planet is an accomplice to something. It just happens to be that in this case, it's to murder. What does that mean? Isn't that right?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Mr. Trite?
That Godot. So this is the confession they were conferring about. Pains me to say this, but it looks like Iris's testimony was all a lie. Iris's testimony crumbled up and shoved into a pocket.
Now then, little lady. If you don't mind, I've got a question for you. Whose crime were you trying to cover up by your actions?
Iris was covering for someone? Now I'm definitely up a creek without a paddle. Or a life jacket. I've been at Hazakura Temple since I was a little girl. Hazakura Temple is run by one of the branch families of the Korean tradition. One of our missions is to protect the main family. I'm sorry, but main family? Yes, and that's why I would dirty myself if need be to protect her. The daughter of the master of the Korean channeling technique. Mystic Maya Fey. Huh?
Wake up and smell the coffee, Trite.
She's naming Maya?
Oh, that girl,
Wow,
yeah,
isn't that
fuck
the
her.
lady
She's
that's
been like
always in the
12
car? Yeah.
crimes. Yeah, she's always
She
kidnapped.
sometimes look like a bigger lady with bigger... Order in the court!
Assets. Yeah.
So not only did you witness the murder, but you know the name of the murderer. I'm terribly sorry, but it's true. I saw her commit the crime with my very own eyes. And then I cleaned up the area to try to protect her. Whoa, hold on. That's ridiculous. Maya could never do such a... The defense will refrain from commenting until the appropriate time. Now, witness, let's hear your testimony. What exactly happened on the night of the crime?
Yes, Your Honor.
I thought I was prepared for the unexpected, but I never imagined the case would wind up going in this direction. Real murderer.
I went to the inner temple that night, and I saw it all happen in the garden. I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff. While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved to deliver a fatal strike. Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon. It was only in self-defense. You can't blame her for it.
Oh, this is easy. What a lying sack of bags. Does anybody else have the bag of bags in their house?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah, she's a lying sack of bags. That's all I'm saying.
It's true.
So it was in self-defense.
Yes, Mystic Elise was the one who attacked first.
Hmm.
That's why I tried my best to protect Mystic Maya.
You moved the victim's body into the temple so that Maya wouldn't be suspected. Isn't that right? Not bad. You've got the instincts of a true criminal.
I learned from my sister.
She can never do wrong.
Yeah.
Something's not quite right. I'm sure it was established yesterday. Said Iris never went to the inner temple that night. And that the person who did go was that woman. Iris even admitted it. Now then, Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. All right, I don't know if you're seeing any, like, large hole in this testimony, but
Okay,
I got
there's, like-
one big thing I'm cooking up.
There's like, okay, I don't have an objection, but yeah, there's a couple issues, you know?
All right, what you thinking?
Okay, so let's go on mine. Okay, so already off from last time, right?
Yeah.
You know, okay, clearly already off. If that
Messed
happened,
up.
that happened, but whatever. Okay, why? Okay,
Just go into the kill, right?
the big question is, okay, yeah, goes for the kill. Tries to defend herself, stole a weapon. Okay, so first of all, the staff is a sword. We haven't told
The
anyone.
staff is a sword. That's a big one. But
But
very notably, the staff may be a sword, but we distinctly have been keeping that to ourselves, right?
yes, we've been keeping that to ourselves. I guess she could have seen it, but probably not. But bigger question. Why? Well, okay, I mean, we know. So Misty is Maya's mom.
Mhm.
That's also weird. So basically,
Yeah,
this
she's
whole thing is
beating
a
her
fucking
daughter.
sham. So like, I think this whole thing is a lie. The issue
press.
is
Just start pressing.
Yeah, we're just gonna start pressing. Yeah. This all seems like a lie.
Sister Iris, your testimony has changed quite a bit since yesterday. You stated yesterday that on the night of the murder, you didn't go to the inner temple.
Objection. Did she now? Too bad for you. What she said yesterday doesn't mean much today. By the way, where were you when she claimed that she didn't go?
I was in the same place you were, bucko. Not in this freaking courtroom.
A private conversation between the two of you does not constitute testimony. That would be properly described as hearsay.
That's the
I love
first
your
time. Anyway,
What do you have to say, witness?
I just couldn't tell him the truth at that time. Mystic Maya, she's your girlfriend, isn't she? I didn't want to be the one to break it to you that I saw her commit murder.
There. We all understand how difficult this is for you. Now then, we're not going to talk. We're not going to address that. We're going to let it slide. That Phoenix has a vested interest because it's his girlfriend. You know, that's being. He has a history of trying to cover up for his girlfriends that have been murdered.
that is true.
So anyway, now then, what did you witness when you were in the temple garden?
Well, Your Honor,
We just slid past it. All right, let's go.
All right, yeah. You're saying that the victim attacked Maya. I mean, Miss Faye.
yes, it was a truly frightening scene. Mystic Maya was struck hard on the head and she looked like she was going to collapse.
What were you doing at the time? Why didn't you stop them from fighting?
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I was frightened. I couldn't move. Couldn't even speak. I was in such shock.
That's perfectly understandable, my dear. Doesn't sound right. I don't believe this testimony for a minute.
Yeah.
What happened after that?
Okay, went for the fatal blow. No, but okay.
She moved in to deliver a fatal strike.
Yes, I'm sure of it. She threw down her staff and reached into her robe for a weapon.
Oh, wait a minute. What was this weapon?
It was some kind of dagger.
A dagger, huh? And Elise Dunim tried to stab her with this weapon? To kill Miss Fey?
Yes, exactly.
Ha! You look like I did after I mistakenly took a swig of Worcestershire sauce.
Oh,
Do you have a problem with the testimony we're hearing from your client's lawyer boy?
huh. Do I have a problem with Iris's testimony?
There's like 10 things.
No, there's only one. Your Honor, I have a small problem with the witness's testimony. You do? But this witness is your own client. Well, yes, well, nevertheless.
That's fine. Witness, let's add your last statement to the testimony.
Yes, sir.
Hey, just a moment. It's my job to say that. The great Judge Edie.
Listen, Gramps, I won't say it again. Final judgment will be rendered by me.
No!
Okay, now, let's continue.
Your staff blade. No, what the fuck? No. You're right. Like, it's literally a sword, though.
Okay, wait, the orb is covered in blood. Hold on. Before
Yes.
that.
That is true.
So, that could be Maya's blood, that's all I'm saying, you know?
Oh, fuck.
Be Maya's noggin.
Okay, but I think for here, why would she throw her staff away? There's a sword inside of it. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Because, like, this is
Do we
clearly a
wanna press
problematic
it
statement.
and then present something?
Yeah, yes.
She threw her staff away.
Mystic Elise was trying to kill Mystic Maya. I think that's why she wanted a more lethal
Weapon, okay.
Yeah.
It's true. It's not easy to inflict a deadly blow with a staff. He's tried.
Yeah.
Sister Iris, let me make sure I've got this straight. The victim herself chose to throw away her staff?
Yes, that's what I saw.
Is there anything odd about that, Mr. Wright? Yeah, it's odd, all right.
Mystic Elise attacked Mystic Maya with the dagger. I'm sure of this.
Okay, yeah, definitely that. All right.
Sister Iris, there's something strange about your version of the events.
Huh?
Miss Dunim throwing her staff away makes no sense at all to me.
But all you can do with a staff is hit someone.
Naturally, you wouldn't know this, Sister Iris. But the victim's staff had a special feature about it. As you can see, it's a sword. Ah! If Elise Dunim really had wanted to kill Maya Fey, she wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger. Not when she already had a beautiful blade in her hands already.
He said already twice.
I've always wanted to have one of those swords. Well, sister, what do you have to say?
Objection. That was an impressive bit of investigating, right? I never would have thought there was a sword hidden in that staff. But even so, how should I put this? A long sword is unwieldy, and thus quite ineffective in close quarters combat. Maybe that's why she chose a dagger over her blade.
Well...
Anyway, the type of weapon she chose to use isn't what's important. The important thing is that she tried to kill Maya Fey. As long as there's nothing strange about that, there's no problem with her testimony.
There is something strange about this whole testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, the prosecution has a point. Very well, Your Honor. The defense will now present evidence to back its argument.
Mr. Wright?
I have here another piece of evidence that shows that this testimony can't be trusted. Because Miss Elise Dunim would never attempt to take the life of Maya Fey.
Let's see if it says, like, oh, it's her mother or something. Real name,
Yeah.
Misty Fey. Yeah.
Elise Dunim would never have attacked Maya Fey.
How can you be so sure?
Because the victim's real name was not Elise Dunim. Her real name was Misty Fey. Fey?
No, not Mystic Misty Fey.
Who is this Misty Fey? Is she related to? Misty Fey is the master of the Karain channeling technique. She's also the mother of Maya Fey. Are you serious?
Wow,
That's messed up. My mom tried to kill me once.
Yeah.
Is it really true, Mr. Wright? Is Elise Dunim's actually the great Mystic Misty?
Yep. There's no doubt about it. Looks like Iris had no idea.
I can hardly believe it.
The idea that she would try to kill her only daughter, one she hadn't seen in 17 years? Perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation for why she would do such a thing.
Ugh.
Oh,
Wow,
yeah, he can't be
just
stupid.
smoke. You're not supposed to smoke in public places. Order! Order in the court! Upon first hearing the witness's testimony, it seemed natural enough. However, in light of some facts that have just been presented, one, that the victim supposedly threw away a sword during the fight, and two, that the people battling to the death were mother and daughter. Despite the facts being believable when taken on their own, when taken together, the entire story seems difficult to believe.
Listen, there's nothing in this world that is impossible. Except for one little thing.
Yes? What is this one little impossible thing?
Ha! You still don't get it. Mm-mm-mm. You think maybe my beans are under roasted, but you have no idea, Gramps.
That's gotta be a euphemism, right?
For sure, right?
Talking about his beans in a courtroom.
Oh, he's cooking.
What a guy.
He's roasting right now.
Could you get to your point?
I heard this witness's confession this morning. Just as I had taken the first sip of my 8th cup of morning coffee.
You're going to ruin your health, my friend.
Anyway, after hearing this woman's confession, I had a detective who loves to investigate sent to the scene of the crime. And he discovered this little beauty.
Is that the dagger the witness testified to seeing?
Obviously, Your Honor. But do you not notice something else?
Now that you mention it, if you look very closely, it's sharp. And covered in blood.
I love blood.
Blood's a lot more useful. Where did you find that? I didn't see that when I investigated the crime scene.
Did you investigate the pine tree at the crime scene?
Huh? The pine tree?
This dagger was stuck in the backside of the pine tree.
That's not a pine tree.
When the last blow was struck, ending the violent battle between the two women, this little baby was thrown into the direction of the back of the pine tree.
From where? Which means the blood on the dagger belongs to the victim, correct?
Ha! Were you even listening, old man? I first heard this confession this morning, just as I had taken the first sip of my 13th cup of morning coffee.
No. 8th, right? Didn't you just say it was your 8th a few minutes ago?
I didn't have enough time to get the blood analyzed on such short notice.
In any case, the court will accept the dagger as evidence.
I like to imagine he's like doing like a line of like coffee shots or something. Like as he's being told this.
He just sniffs bean dust.
Yeah.
Furthermore, I order that a blood test be performed on it immediately.
This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right.
It's his knife.
Yeah.
Bailiff!
I killed her.
Give this piece of evidence to the crime lab for testing immediately. Edgar, add to the court record. Now then, testimony we've just heard had numerous unbelievable aspects to it. However, after having found the very dagger the witness spoke of, I believe we can consider her testimony to be credible.
Mm-mm. Cute girls never lie. Ever.
A word. In any case, witness, if you could please testify again to this court.
About what, Your Honor?
About the incident you saw. The battle between the two women.
Yes, Your Honor. Weird thing to be fixated on.
He's always thinking about women.
I believe it.
Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff. But then she dodged Mystic Elise next attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was on the defensive with her back to the stone lantern. That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed.
That was a very heartbreaking story.
I don't know if there were any more bad feelings between them, but it had been 17 years since Misty's disappearance. Perhaps they simply didn't recognize each other anymore.
That seems reasonable. Now then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination.
Okay. I didn't see anything obvious, I think.
Yeah, I was confused for a second when they said that they threw when Maya stole the weapon. Because I was like, whoa, didn't you just say that she threw the weapon? But
Oh, yeah.
But no, they're talking about the dagger.
Yeah. Let's press it.
Iris, where were you standing when you witnessed all of this?
What do you mean?
Well, if either of them had noticed you, they might not have continued their battle.
I wonder if that's true. The two of them, they were standing near the garden stone lantern. I was watching the whole thing from behind. It was dark where the two of them were, so I think that's why they didn't see me.
So it was dark in the garden when the murder took place. Tell me, what did Miss Maya Fey do after she was struck? Another thing that wasn't accounted for is, wasn't there like a square dug out of the snow?
It was like, it looked like it was from like the lantern being on, melting. Oh, we didn't have anything.
Could have been. It could have been. I don't think we have.
Yes. So like, I was thinking, oh, hey, the lantern was on, but that darkest part didn't get added,
Yeah.
Anyway,
So let's just push the second one.
Yep.
What happened to the victim's staff then?
I'm not sure. The area was very dark, so I really couldn't see. I think it got knocked away somewhere in the fight as the fight escalated.
That makes sense. That would explain the need for the dagger.
Elise raised the dagger to strike, but Mr. Maya dodged it at the last second. The dagger struck the lantern and fell to the ground. And then at some point, Mr. Maya picked it up.
Nothing sounds especially strange yet. What did the victim do when the weapon was stolen from her?
Okay.
You're saying that Maya Fey turned the tables on the victim?
Yes. But Mystic Maya wasn't herself at the time. After all, her life was in danger.
Still can't believe it. The idea of Maya cornering somebody at knife point, it's just silly.
She's kind of crazy, though.
I mean, they could have taken her burger.
As they say, a corned fox is more dangerous than a jackal.
Corned fox? Is that like corned beef?
Yes.
I believe the correct description of a cornered fox is scared and petrified.
Your animal analogies have grown tiresome.
You're the one who started it. Anyway, so after Maya Fey backed the victim into the stone lantern, what happened next? Deal 6 incident.
It happened again. Hold it.
Are you absolutely certain that that's what you saw?
Yes, I'm almost certain.
That's... Yeah.
Almost.
Garden was dark. I couldn't really tell who was who.
Oh.
What did she just say? So in other words, it could have been someone else entirely?
Objection. We know that Maya Fey was at the inner temple that night, and that the woman that was killed was Elise Dunim. Isn't it fairly obvious who attacked who?
Hold on. I don't have anything to counter that yet. Well then, witness, please continue with your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor. Two of them faced each other for a moment, and Mystic Maya rushed straight into Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise doubled over and fell to the ground.
So she was stabbed in the stomach, huh?
Yes.
Hold on. And she's stabbed in the back?
Where's her autopsy? Here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Something about you just isn't right today, Iris. Huh?
Huh?
Until now, I didn't think you were the type to make such careless mistakes. However, the testimony you just gave contains quite a few contradictions.
What do you mean? What's so wrong about my testimony?
Well, according to you, Maya Fey stabbed the victim while she had her back to the stone lantern, correct?
Yes, that's right.
But in that case, the victim would have been stabbed in the stomach, right? Yes, I think so. But according to the autopsy report, the cause of death was due to blood loss from a stab wound in her back. This proves that the victim was stabbed from behind, not from the front. Sister Iris, it appears another seed of doubt has sprouted from your testimony.
I don't know. Cute girls never lie.
Makes a lot of sense. What? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? Didn't you know that cute girls could never lie?
It's simple. She's not cute. People are like books. We've all got a
Books
front
can't
and a
be
back.
cute.
You get my drift?
No?
Is that all you have to say?
I can also say that darkness loves to play with the human mind.
Okay. Could you please knock it off with all the cheesy proverbs and illogical metaphors already? The point is, too much of this testimony just doesn't make sense. Stinky. Throwing away the useful staff, the people fighting each other being mother and daughter. And now she falsely claims the victim was stabbed in the stomach? There are certainly some inconsistencies. Well, Iris, how about it?
Well, I just...
If you ask me, you're just being too naive about the whole thing.
What do you mean?
There are 253 distinct types of bitterness in coffee, but to pick out each one requires total concentration and the use of all the senses. Were you really concentrating on what this witness actually said?
Prosecutor Godot, explain yourself!
The witness was quite unambiguous about her own ambiguities when she said that the garden was so dark and she couldn't see clearly. A human needs one thing to see clearly, and that is light.
Eyeballs.
I don't have eyeballs, but I can see.
Light! He means Fox.
By the way, did you know? Azakura has a rule that on nights when an acolyte is at the inner temple training, the stone lantern in the garden must be kept lit.
Yeah.
I did wonder what that stone lantern was there for. Well, if that's true, shouldn't the witness have been able to see the crime more clearly?
Normally, yes, Your Honor, but according to the head nun, Sister Bikini, on the night of the crime, it was impossible to light the stone lantern.
Impossible.
It hadn't been used in a long time and the wick was no good. In other words, it had to have been nearly pitch black in the garden that night. There could have been a faint light coming from the trading hall, but that's all.
Most enlightening. Ah,
Yes, that illuminating fact has chased all the contradictions away. If the staff were dropped, it would be difficult to see. It also explains why they didn't recognize each other. We can't see the demons that lurk in the night. That's why humans are weak. Isn't that right, Trite?
no, no! Well, that
Oh,
makes
I can
sense.
see
I'm scared
demons.
of the dark, actually. Order! Oh dear!
Here, Your Honor. Let me present the stone lantern into evidence. Maybe it will rekindle the flame of truth in your mind.
The lantern out of the court record. Why is the judge just sitting there with that look on his face?
What's wrong, Your Honor? Was that flame too hot?
This lantern! There's something written on it!
Hmm?
Why? It's written in blood! Oh boy. So the judge didn't know about that yet.
Written in blood.
It says... It says Maya upside down! Oh my gosh, I can't believe...
What the?
Oh, yes, that's right. You're being cornered and stabbed by Mystic Maya. Mystic Elise didn't fall down right away. She must have been writing on that stone lantern behind her. With the blood that was draining out of her body.
Oh, yeah,
it's kinda metal.
I would do that.
It certainly looks that way.
Objection. Hang on just a minute. What are you all talking about?
What do you mean, what are we all talking about? We're talking about the message written in blood.
Nonsense. This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle.
Oh my gosh, is it because his vision is red and you can't see red when you're looking through red?
God damn it.
Could it be? He can't see the bloody writing at all? Now that I think about it, he did say something to me yesterday.
My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles in my head, I still can't see everything.
That's what he meant by that. Wouldn't that be a terrible trait to have if you investigate murders?
Yeah, I was about to say, this is probably like a huge clue.
In any case, this is obviously an important clue. We know that the crime scene was dark, and that the victim scrawled this message on the stone lantern. Well, Mr. Godot, anything further?
Ugh.
Mr. Godot!
Okay then. Let's move on.
I was literally shaking, and somehow I don't think it's from caffeine overdose. I believe it has now been established.
Because how would they know? How would she know the name? How would she know Maya's name?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry,
That Miss Donim was killed by Maya Fey.
I felt really smart there.
That's just wrong.
Now it's time to turn our attention to you.
Yes, sir.
After the victim died, you did something, didn't you? Let's hear it. We're all ears.
Driver's cover up.
When Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Korean tradition. So I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple, and I used the shitty Shido to alter the way the wound looked.
So you moved the body.
Yes, I was raised at Hazakura Temple. I owed a great deal thanks to the Fae clan. I never imagined that Elise Nim was actually Misty Fae. I've committed a terrible sin.
A terrible trick of fate. I believe you're looking at twist of fate, Your Honor.
I intended to return to the inner temple after taking care of the body. But
You were spotted by the head nun, correct?
yes, and that's why I couldn't go back.
Your story makes sense, I suppose. Mr. Wright, go ahead with your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor.
Don't see
Iris'
anything
cover-up.
obviously wrong there.
No. Yeah, sure.
I'll
So you waited until everything was over before making a move?
No, it's not like that.
Objection. She saw someone murdered right in front of her eyes. It's not surprising that she was a little timid.
Yes, I suppose that's true. Sometimes when I'm watching lawyers argue back and forth with each other, I feel so helpless that I just sit quietly and wait for them to reach conclusions. Isn't it your job as a judge to mediate the argument?
It wasn't until Mystic Maya saw me. Finally dawned on her what she had done.
How did she know it was Maya if it was so fucking dark?
That's what I'm saying.
So then you knew? You knew the significance of the name Maya Fey.
Yes, of course I did.
That's odd. I mean, Sister Bikini didn't recognize Maya's name, let alone her position.
Anyway, she's a very special person indeed.
Okay.
Why did you do that? Remove the body.
Because I didn't want Mystic Maya to be suspected in any way. I thought the best thing to do would be to remove the body from the crime scene.
You moved her body all by yourself.
Yes, I did. It would have been impossible if it wasn't for the snow.
Snow, huh?
Drag it behind me across. Okay, sure. Press it.
Pretty amazing that you can make it all the way across. That's a rickety old bridge.
Looks worse than it is. It's surprisingly sturdy despite its age.
Wasn't it on fire?
Like they say, idiots are too stupid to catch even a simple cold.
But there's one other thing that bothers me. Why not just throw the body into Eagle River? It would have been much easier than dragging it all the way to Hazakura Temple.
I thought that it would cast too much suspicion on Mystic Maya. That's why I tried to take the body as far away as possible.
Ha! Makes perfect sense to me. For the time being. Anyway, what did you do after you crossed the bridge?
It's the snowmobile. Sure.
Snowmobile? I knew that it would show up sooner or later.
Yes, I had the key. I used the snowmobile to travel from Hazakura Temple to Dusky Bridge.
This is the part that was in question the other day. Should I ask for more details?
Let's put the tracks, I think.
If you really did move her body by snowmobile, then there should be tracks left in the snow, right? Well, yes. Naturally, you would expect tracks. This picture was presented at yesterday's trial. Are those the tracks from the ride?
Yes, I think they are.
But I can only see one set of tracks here.
I don't see what's so strange about that. Snow was still falling when I left Hazakura Temple.
I see. Snow was still falling, huh?
And then when the murder took place, it had already stopped. That's why there are such fresh-looking tracks.
How about it, Mr. Wright? What do you think about this testimony? Very important. That's like
Yeah.
super duper important.
Okay. Yeah, hold up. Yeah.
When the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. That doesn't make sense if you stack it up against the other evidence. Your Honor, I'd like the statement Iris just made added to the testimony. But does it have something to do with the case? All will be made clear if you allow her statement to be added to the record.
Ha! This should be fun. You. Let's get the snow business cleared up, shall we?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Do you just want to present the weather data?
Yeah.
Let's double check. What does the weather data say again?
Sure. So it already
Snow
stopped.
7 to 10:50. To 10:50.
Oh,
Lightning.
10 to
'Cause
11. Dusky Bridge. Wait. So lightning struck. The bridge was on fire before the fucking snow stopped, right? Is basically what we're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, Maya's training is supposed to start at 10. It's another weird thing. Why are they fighting after the snow stopped anyway? So yeah, we can just present this.
No?
Your Honor, what do you think about the witness's statement?
Well,
I'm not sure I follow you. Clearly your contradicts you don't sound very sure, Mr. Wright. Objection denied. Maybe it wasn't this statement.
oh yeah, you're right.
It was probably the statement with the tracks.
I used the snowmobile to carry it back.
Okay. Keep going. Wait, just go through them in order.
Okay.
I'm lost. Yeah.
Okay. Hold
Okay,
this Maya. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Thought it was
Okay.
whatever. Remove the body from the inner temple by myself.
Okay.
Dragged it behind me across
Okay.
this bridge. That is suspect because it should be on fire.
Yeah.
Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to the Hazakura Temple, and I used the Shichishido to alter the way the wound looks. By the time the merge took place, the snow had already stopped. This is what we pressed on, or presented on.
Okay. So would we present on the drag it across Dusky Bridge?
That seems right to me.
Because it should be on fire at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. You claim that the snow had already stopped when the murder occurred. But I'm sorry, Iris. That just isn't possible.
What?
This is the weather data from the night of the murder. According to this, the snow didn't stop until 10:50 p.m. But you couldn't have crossed Dusky Bridge at that time.
Well, why do you say that?
Because 5 minutes before the snow stopped, Dusky Bridge was struck by lightning and had caught on fire.
What did you say? The bridge? It was on fire?
You don't mean to say you didn't know about it? It was because of that lightning strike that the bridge burnt down.
What? But it can't be.
It looks like you still haven't figured it out. No matter how hard you try to deceive or conceal the truth, you can't pull the wool over the eyes of a real defense attorney.
No!
Unlike
If it was
that
a fake-
Edgeworth
like a
guy,
fake guy like Edgeworth, yeah. He was an idiot. Order! The bridge was already on fire when the incident took place. That's right, the inner temple was already totally cut off from the outside world. There's no way you could have crossed that bridge, body or no body. I tried. Witness! Even my patience has its limits. Any further lying and I will kill you. In contempt of court, do you have anything to say for yourself?
Objection. The only person here that is truly contemptible is you,
Me?
old man.
Oh! Me? Well, how dare you?
Whether this witness lied or not doesn't mean squat right now.
Squat?
The important thing now is to find out the truth. Isn't that right?
Yes, of course, but
Whether it was snowing or not snowing, or whether the bridge was burning or not, there are two facts that can't be disputed. First, the body of Elise Dunim was discovered in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. And second, the head nun, Sister Bikini, witnessed Iris desecrating Elise Dunim's body.
he makes a good point on both accounts.
That's right. I'm not lying.
Oh, what are you claiming this time?
I wasn't myself at all that night, so my memory is still somewhat hazy.
You have stood at that witness stand and testified this entire time. Are you telling us now that your memory of that night is hazy?
Objection. It is only human to err. If you're so perfect, Trite, maybe you can explain this for the court.
What is it?
When the murder happened, the bridge had already burnt down. But somehow the body traveled across the bridge and was found in the temple courtyard. Perhaps you have some kind of perfect explanation for this little magic trick?
Well, not exactly, no. No, there must be some other way she got across that burnout bridge. But unless I could somehow demonstrate it, we'll never know the truth. She flew.
Oh.
It looks like the defense is not prepared to offer a suitable explanation.
You see what I mean? In other words, you're in no position to suggest that this lady's testimony isn't the truth.
Heck!
Yeah,
Well, that
yeah,
makes a
you're
lot
right.
of sense, except for the fact that it doesn't.
Doesn't, yeah, shut
Alrighty
up.
then. A witness, let's hear your testimony once more.
About what, Your Honor?
You've admitted that you moved the victim's body. Nevertheless, your prior testimony contained a rather large inconsistency. Please add an explanation for that to your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor.
This be her final testimony?
Moving the body. Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the body. So I must have just gotten confused, I guess. Was the snow still falling, or had it stopped? Did it really matter that much? Or are you saying that there's a way to cross a burning bridge?
So it was just a misunderstanding. I see.
This is a photo of Dusky Bridge after it burned down from the lightning blast. It was taken on the morning after the incident.
It certainly was burned to a crisp, and one of the suspension wires even snapped. It's amazing the whole bridge didn't fall. Really, it would be impossible to carry a corpse across the bridge in this condition. Dusky Bridge photo at the court record. Can we pull that photo back up?
Yeah. So real quick.
I do something to discredit this testimony. Okay. So, hear me out. A rope swing, right?
Is the drawing upside down? The drawing's upside down. It has to be because the other suspension is below.
Larry was upside down when he saw the image.
Oh my god! God damn it!
Damn it, Larry. Going to be deemed as the truth. And Maya will be accused of murder.
Trite. I'm only going to say it one more time. It is only human to err.
I hate you.
And only humans can spot the errors of our ways.
The more sense he makes, the less sense he makes. All right, Mr. Wright. Please begin your final cross-examination.
Moving the body.
We know it must be done.
We present Larry, right? A dead body flying over a burning bridge. I wouldn't exactly rule out the possibility. What?
Ha! You're saying it's possible? Don't make me laugh. The only thing that's possible about your claim is that it's being pulled out of thin air.
I don't know about that. In any case, we have a witness who did see it happen.
Preposterous!
Wow, did he just say preposterous? Oh, who is it? Who is this witness? I can't check it out here. I've got to keep on the attack and go, go, go. Miss Elise Dunim's brilliant and highly gifted apprentice, Laurice Dunim. Brilliant
Highly gifted.
apprentice? Remember what he said in his testimony. That night, he was at the Mountain Shack, Heavenly Hall. And that's when he witnessed the event. I I think you've all seen this sketch before. It's an exact drawing of what he witnessed that night.
Oh.
Are you serious? Today's not April Fool's Day, is it? Mr. Wright, are you seriously claiming that the victim flew through the air? And you're using this pathetic scribble to support your argument? Oh, Judge looks like he's about to blow a gasket.
Ha! Well, Trite, there's nowhere for you to hide now. Other than looking like it was drawn by a 6-year-old, does the sketch prove anything?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it does, and I'm gonna prove it.
Listen, I know your tricks. You're trying to turn this whole thing upside down.
I mean,
You're so eager to turn this case upside down. Why not start with this sketch?
upside down? Why did Godot say that? All right, then. Let's hear the defense's theory. What exactly is this sketch trying to show?
Which this also addresses the fact that the body was going towards.
Yes,
It looked like the body was going towards
yes.
the island. Now it's going away from it.
Yes, you're right.
I don't think old Whisker Face is going to forgive any more mistakes. All right, Phoenix. Look carefully and think it over. Sketch drawn by Maurice Dunim is
Exactly
What happened. Oh no.
Of course the victim was flying through the air. You can see it right there in the sketch. Whoosh! You know, you're starting to remind me of yesterday's witness. What? That was the last thing I wanted to hear. Do you have any evidence that the victim flew through the air?
Just so you know, we haven't discovered a giant human catapult at the inner temple yet.
I wish they had.
Even if you're a lousy lawyer, at least you're on 1 cup's worth of entertainment. I think we should skip the penalty this time. What, was that wrong?
Nerd. There must be some way. I just know it is.
Oh, it's probably that it's a contradiction.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it'd be.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. It's not. It is exactly what happened, but just not in the condition that it's in.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, then. The witness will now. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Oops.
Oh, we have to redo all that. Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Okay, I'm just gonna mash through. Oh, did not mean to mash that hard. All right.
All comes back to this. Hold on, I understand. We're good. Very well. We're going to present it. Oh my gosh, you do this? I think the old man's going to be angry at me. Oh, what are you doing this? It's the sketches.
We didn't even read the options. I thought you were.
Something's obviously funny about this sketch.
It looks like a really angry guy.
I'm no art critic, but even I can see that. No. That's not what I mean, Your Honor. Maurice Dunim stated it over and over that this sketch was exactly as he saw it. However, if we're to believe his testimony, then the sketch contradicts reality as we know it.
It contradicts reality?
Ha! This is getting interesting. Looks like you're back to that finger-pointing thing again.
Sketch!
Okay, Trite. So what exactly contradicts reality as we know it?
The suspension, right? Because they're under.
Yeah.
It's this wire connected to the bridge. The wire?
Ha! Is that the thing that contradicts reality?
It is indeed.
Then show us the reality it is supposedly conflicts with. Show us something that will point out how the sketch contradicts reality.
The photo.
Yeah.
That's a photo of Dusky Bridge, correct? Yes. Now compare the sketch and the photo for a minute. In the sketch, the wires appear to be above the guard wires. But on the actual Dusky Bridge, jumping Jehoshaphat! The wires are below the guard wires.
What?
Oh, wow. What indeed? That was a good spit.
Yeah. that was a
Order!
lot of coffee.
Order!
That
Order!
was like 2 cups of coffee that came out.
This sketch is somewhat different than what it's depicted in the photo. However, isn't it likely that the artist just saw it wrong?
Or perhaps he just drew it wrong.
Either way, it sounds like you're just wrong.
With someone like Loris, I admit a mistake is a definite possibility. But that just begs the question. Why did he make a mistake? What was the reason?
Are you saying you know the answer to that?
Listen, think back, all right? Remember what Loris was doing when he witnessed the event. Now that he's a credible witness, he's Loris.
Yeah.
He was at Heavenly Hall and waiting for a lover that was never going to come. Me too, man. He waited and finally he laid down. Then, lightning shoots from the sky and sets the bridge aflame. Now, ponder, what sort of position Loris must have been in at the time? He was lying on his back, which is why he remembered the scene the way he did. He was lying on his back? I can't see how it relates. But it does, Your Honor. That's the reason why the wires in the sketch go up instead of down. Ah!
Ugh, no way.
Loris Dude Nim witnessed the event while he was lying on his back, face up. In other words, the scene he saw was actually upside down. Oh, whoa, that makes a lot of sense. That's how I view things when I lay down. So then, this sketch should actually... I think you'll finally get it, Your Honor. The correct way to view Loris Dude Nim's sketch is like this. This is how it should actually look.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Makes a lot of sense. That's
Like
why the smoke's on top. The victim's body wasn't flying above the bridge. It was actually swinging below. That's right. Just like a pendulum.
Ridiculous.
I was like another cup of coffee. It's wasteful. Order!
Objection. Of all the things to say, a pendulum.
The bridge was burning to a crisp. There was no way to get across it. But if the body had been found at the inner temple, it would have caused problems. This is where the criminal decided to take a gamble. They used the burning bridge to get the body across to the other side. And a pendulum was the only way to get it done.
Objection. Let's think about this for a minute, shall we? Dusky Bridge is about 20 yards long, which means it's about that far from the inner temple to the opposite cliff.
Yes, that sounds right.
In order to cover that distance with a pendulum, you'd need a rope at least 10 yards long. To get a rope that long, you have to plan ahead.
They did plan ahead. The lightning strike that night could have only been an accident. So it doesn't make sense that the culprit would have prepared a rope beforehand. So then, they didn't have to get the rope ready. The rope was already right in front of them.
What?
I'm just saying, it was a matter of using what was already there.
You're right, because you had you pointed out, I think, they had the
anchor.
Yeah, the anchor, yeah.
In that case, Mr. Wright, please give an explanation to support your theory. What makes you think the criminal had the rope on hand to create a pendulum? And the meaning of this is... If you want to know where the rope came from, it's hanging right there in front of your glorious beard. Ah! My beard is so great! And this is one of the wires from the bridge! When the lightning struck the bridge and set it on fire, one of the suspension wires came loose from its anchor. The criminal didn't have any time to waste, so they tied the wire around Elise Dunham's body. That's
Damn.
the most impressive part, is that the rope let go.
Hell yeah.
Because there was simply no other way to move the body.
Ha!
That was kind of an impressive voice acting, wasn't he? Mr. Godot! It seems that Mr. Godot is drowning at the current moment and more focused on his coffee than answering my question. It seems that the odds of a rope being readily available were very high. So I suppose it's not an impossibility after all.
Objection. Possible or impossible? That's not the question we need to ask. There's only one question. Did that really happen?
Right.
I wonder if you can prove what happened to us.
We can.
Do you have any actual evidence that the body was swung over like a
do.
pendulum?
You were
Dude,
right.
that's good. Also, we know that the body fell from a height.
Oh yeah.
Before I present my evidence, let me review what we know so far. According to this photo, one of the wires snapped. Looking at the map, we can see it's the one that was in front of the inner temple. So then that was the spot where the criminal? Yes, precisely. Now, let us consider the body's movement by looking at an overhead map again. If the body was pushed from this point here, it would drop on the opposite bank at approximately this point. Did you say drop? Oh, they must have failed to catch the body on the other bank.
What? What makes you think something like that happened?
Because I have evidence that suggests your body dropped some distance.
What kind of evidence?
Take a look at this autopsy report. It says here that her body fell about 10 feet after her death. 10 feet, huh? It's most likely the height difference between the two sides. The body overswung due to the forward momentum, but then came loose and fell about 10 feet. And then, as a result of the landing impact, this crystal sphere was knocked loose.
Yeah.
That's...
Yes, this blood-stained amethyst crystal. It's the one that came off Miss Elise Dunham's staff. And even more important is the place where this crystal sphere was found. Indeed, I believe it's already marked on this overhead map. The crystal was found. Precisely, Your Honor. The very spot where the pendulum would arrive if given the right amount of speed. Wow, I think I did that in physics class once. This explains your theory quite well, Mr. Wright. You have provided us with the way the body could have been moved that night. An impressive deduction, Mr. Wright. Most impressive. Mr. Wright!
I thought this cold coffee might help cool you down.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Godot?
That was a dark and bitter guess you made, Trite. But you forgot about one thing.
Oh, and what would that be?
The aroma.
Huh?
A coffee's most reliable accomplice is its deep and profound aroma.
The rest of the course doesn't speak Coffinese. Can you elaborate a bit more?
If the criminal had sent the body to the other side like you say, then naturally, there must have been an accomplice lying in wait to catch it.
An accomplice?
The criminal wasn't able to cross Dusky Bridge. So who collected the body? What do you have to say about that, Trite?
Mr. Godot is correct. This can't be the work of a single person. Well, Mr. Wright, you know what you must do. Yes, Your Honor. Body couldn't have made it to Hazakura Temple without an accomplice. Very well then. S'il vous plaît, Mr. Wright. Who was the person that received the body on the Hazakura Temple side?
There were only two people there. So there's Phoenix, but then there was Bikini, and there was Iris. So it's got to be Iris, right?
Yep. Well,
because like everyone else was on the outside of the bridge.
It could have been Larry.
Okay, it could have been Larry was also
there.
It
could have been Dahlia Hawthorne.
Okay, if Dahlia Hawthorne was involved, though, she was probably on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah, that's true.
So, probably Iris.
It can only be you, Sister Iris.
Huh? But
I don't see why you're so surprised. The only way to transport the body from Dusky Bridge is by snowmobile. But with her bad back, Sister Bikini could never pick up a body like that. You're the only one that could have managed it.
Objection. Trite, were you even listening to the witness's testimony? On the night of the crime, this little cutie pie was on cleanup duty in the inner temple garden after the mother-daughter bloodbath.
I haven't forgotten. But have you, Mr. Godot? This witness was also seen at Hazakura Temple, desecrating the corpse of the victim. Strange indeed. It's almost as if, on that night, the defendant was in 2 different places at the same time. Sister Iris, let me ask you something. Why didn't you mention it when you first gave your testimony?
Mention what?
The pendulum, of course. Using the sketch drawn by an eyewitness, I have established how the body was moved using a burnout bridge. Which means it's now a fact that this occurred. Something you should have already known.
No, I had no idea. I didn't know anything about a pendulum.
But the body couldn't have been passed along to the other side without your help. So you should have known about that. In fact, it'd be impossible for you to be clueless about this whole thing. Unless you're not really Iris to begin with.
Oh.
What? How can you say that, Mr. Wright?
What? What kind of nonsense is this? You're saying that this witness isn't Iris of Hazakura Temple?
Objection. Are you serious, Trite? You mean that this woman is...
There's no one besides Iris that could have received the corpse that night. Now I get it. Now I know I've been sick to my stomach this whole trial. I had a flu. And why her whole demeanor changed so suddenly from yesterday. And why she's trying to pin this murder on Maya. The woman that's standing there at the witness stand. Her real name is...
Dick Gumshoe.
Mia Fey. Oh.
Mia's back. Oh yeah. Edgy Poo.
Ed.
That's his last name.
I never thought I'd have to utter your name again. Let alone see you. It's been a long time. Dahlia Hawthorne. Hawthorne? Sister Iris had a twin sister. And you're looking at her. Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. That name rings some bells. Distant bells, but bells nonetheless.
Ha! It's just your imagination, Gramps. This file contains all the relevant data about Dahlia Hawthorne.
Oh, yes, I remember now. That case. 5 years ago.
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I just want to say it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
Oh, the honor is all mine.
Boing. No, the honor is all mine. Mine. What? According to this, Dahlia Hawthorne is already dead. It says her execution was carried out last month.
So what? Death has no meaning in this courtroom.
What? What does that guy mean? Freaking
Why?
X-Man over there? Order!
Wait a moment. How can you... My sister, she's already dead. What kind of...
You of all people should already understand. After all, the blood of the master of Karain channeling technique flows within that body. The Karain channeling technique? Now where have I heard that? That's right, you're not Dahlia Hawthorne herself. You're the spirit of Dahlia, currently inhabiting the body of a spirit medium. What the heck is going on? I didn't think this was gonna...
What an exciting story. Exciting, but quite impossible. They're asking us to buy that Dahlia Hawthorne just happened to be channeled by someone on that very night of murder. To a temple where her twin sister, Iris, was?
Well, if you're gonna put things that way, then yes.
Objection. We're supposed to believe a coincidence like that just happens?
Naturally, it was no coincidence. The whole thing was a part of a plan from the very beginning. It's all written right here in these instructions.
What's that?
These instructions were written by your mother, Morgan Fay. And part of the plan called for Dahlia Hawthorne to be channeled. That night, there were 2 irises at Hazakura Temple.
2 of them.
Even the time of the channeling was planned out. As soon as you hear the lights out bell. In other words, 10 p.m. However, Iris was seen before dinner time. Well, that means that Iris was at the dinner. Was it the real Iris? And the Iris who gave me this hood in the main hall was also the real Iris.
Chad, you're right. This is a big turn. Oh.
Meaning that Iris, the Iris that Sister Bikini saw at the Inner Temple, was someone else dressed as her, namely one Dahlia Hawthorne.
Objection. Do you even know what you're saying, Trite? This whole channeling the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne business. Yes, it's true that you found plans that talk about it. However, there's one thing that's perfectly clear. The witness currently standing in the witness stand is the real Iris.
What? What? I mean, I think that spiky hair guy is tripping, but not the white one.
Calm down and remember what you know about the night of the crime. After meeting Sister Bikini, the Dahlia Hawthorne that had been channeled would have been stranded at the Inner Temple due to the lightning strike. It was later that the body was moved by the pendulum.
That's right.
Naturally, that would mean that the Iris that received the body was the real Iris. Are you with me so far?
Yes.
After being notified of what happened, the police came to Hazakura Temple's main hall. There they found Iris in a room and arrested her. And ever since, she's been under police supervision at the detention center.
Yes, I suppose. Can't deny any of that.
Thank goodness. Looks like he's finally convinced.
But something still seems off. Way off. I'm still not convinced that Iris here is the same one from the other night.
Ha! I suppose you're about to say something really ridiculous. Like, the real Iris and the spirit of Dahlia somehow switched places?
Switched places? Oh, that would actually the Freaky Friday. To be perfectly honest, there are still quite a few things I don't understand. But I do know that unless we confirm the witness's identity, we can't continue with this trial. Iris doesn't have the spiritual power needed to channel Dahlia. Which means they must have switched places somewhere. Well, Mr. Wright, since the time she was arrested at Hazakura Temple, have there been any chances for Iris to switch places with Dahlia Hawthorne? I mean, there's one. Your Honor, I think there may have been one chance. Explain yourself. Yesterday, for a few minutes, Iris's whereabouts were unknown.
Unknown? What do you mean?
Means that we didn't know where she was. There was a span of time in which Iris was able to move about freely, unsupervised. Well, who was it? Who would give a murder suspect time to move about freely like that? I'm so sorry. I know you didn't mean to. It wasn't your fault, Ed. The person who gave Iris the chance to freely move about was...
Hey, his nickname is Miley.
This is Mr. Edgeworth, isn't it? Your Honor, there was a fairly large earthquake yesterday, was there not? An earthquake? Oh! An earthquake! Oh my goodness! The other temple! This kind of trouble might.
How could I have? She fled, escaped.
We went to the inner temple right away. And it's true, Iris was already there. However, they had already switched places by that point in time. When I arrived at the training hall, I was met by none other than Dahlia Hawthorne. Wow, DL6? That's quite enough already, Mr. Wright. Now see here. No judge in his right mind would consider the idea of spirit channeling and...
Be quiet?
It's been a long time, Mr. Judge. That voice!
Guess I'll have to ask again. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules.
Dahlia Hawthorne. In my current profession, permanently retired.
Ha! So you're not going to bother hiding your identity anymore, huh?
Why should I? After all, I'm dead. There's really nothing you can do to punish me. What is going on here? Dahlia Hawthorne. I never thought we'd meet again. And I never thought we'd meet like this. But this time, I'll end it. For her, and for myself. He continued.